My name is Dr. James Pruitt. I'm excited to welcome you. If you have been invited to this broadcast, that means that someone thinks highly of you to see the information you're getting ready to see. And by the time I finish explaining this, you're going to understand that they are health secrets that the privileged, the elite have known about for years and been taken advantage of and experiencing the benefits from that. And now they are finally revealed for you and me, everyday people, to really enjoy that. So today's broadcast, what we're going to be doing, folks, is I'm going to be sharing a little bit of my heart because this whole thing that we're sharing with you came to me, in my opinion, kind of a divine way. And let me tell you what I mean. I was having a conversation with a childhood friend of mine that we're very close. We grew up together since we were little tykes. And I was sharing with him that I had a glucose monitor, a CGM, a continuous glucose monitor on the back of my arm that measures my blood sugar and tells me in real time what it is and what a blessing it's been. And when he heard that, he said, I've been taking this product, and this product I've been taking for 2 years, and it's been really good. And I said, "Oh, really? What does this product do?" He said, "It cleans your blood and it gets rid of zombie cells. Do you know what zombie cells are?" And I said, "Well, no, I don't know what zombie cells are." He said, "Well, zombie cells are those cells that are in your body that die, but they never leave your body. They hang around, they infect other cells, and they're pretty much the cause of health issues and most diseases as we know it today." This really intrigued me. So I asked him how he heard about this, and he told me that there was a young lady he was connected to that told him about it. Well, I immediately wanted to speak with her. And let me tell you something, folks, what we're going to do tonight, because I'm going to share with you all what I learned from that conversation. But I'm going to do one better. I'm going to bring aboard that very same young lady. She's going to share some insight with you all that she shared with me that has me so excited right now that we can experience the benefits of what I am sharing with you. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to just walk you through a short PowerPoint that we've put together just to kind of share the information with you so that you have an opportunity to really experience what we've been able to learn. So let me just kind of say this whole thing that I'm learning about, and you're going to understand the story once I really tell it. And this is where literally the super privileged, the elite have known about this and benefited about this for many, many years. Now, let me just explain what I learned, folks. Many, many years ago, over 50 years, right after the Spanish flu, European royalty, they got together and they commissioned some of the top scientists in the world. And their job was to find the impact on health and wellness due to aging, the cause and effects of aging. And they were also tasked with finding the cause of all disease. There had to be a catch, though, and that catch was they could only use plants. Think about that. They could only use plants. So they got a science team together to glean from 5 Nobel Prize findings, folks. And what they were able to do is they were able to locate the top 44 plants in the world. And they took their time using quantum structure of molecules, and they were able to study, to isolate and locate these millions of molecule variables over 30 years. It took them to find the exact right combination, extract those molecules. And folks, what we're talking about, I want you to imagine, just imagine natural, real healing from God's garden. Imagine nutrition derived from technology using thousands of plant molecules. It's safe for you and me. It's safe for babies, safe for animals and pets. This is an exclusive technology that no one, I repeat, no one else has, because it uses only plants and quantum technology. Now, folks, I'd like you to think about this. If you think about how we live our lives and the choices that we make in our lifestyle, folks, I mean, we're just exposed to all sorts of things that we don't even know what they are. But one thing we do know is that the food that we're eating, the air that we breathe, even the water that we're drinking, all of these things expose us to all sorts of things. I mean, just think about going to the grocery store, looking at, The meat that's wrapped up in plastics and everything's in plastic containers. And, we were going to the grocery store, come back and scrubbing our vegetables and fruits just to get them clean because they were exposed to all kind of bacteria, pesticides, fungus, viruses. What I'm trying to say to you folks is living our lives today, you're exposed to toxins. So that brings me back to thinking about what my friend said. Cleans your blood? Makes me think, well, what is in our blood? Now, if you think about this, when you go to the doctor, what's the first thing they're going to ask you to do when you leave? Can you go down to the lab and give us a sample? Why do they want your blood? Because they can go in and look at your blood and they can tell what's really going on. But if you come back in 3 months or 6 months, you know what else they want? They want more blood. Do you know why? Because that blood evolves, it changes, all sorts of things happen. So I want you to think about if there was a way to really affect what my friend said, to truly, think about it. Don't we give our cars an oil change? Think about that. Can you imagine not doing that with what pumps through us? And we can't feel our blood pumping. But folks, that is what it's really all about. It's what's in our blood. So stay tuned to the information that you're going to be seeing next, because I'm going to take you on this journey to what this science team was really able to realize. You see, folks, what they did was they took these plant molecules, they reduced them down with all that technology, all that quantum wellness into a spray so small that just a few squirts under your tongue a few times a day, folks, that really gets right into your bloodstream faster than a pill, faster than a drink, even faster than an IV. Now, folks, if it just takes something like that, God's garden, God's goodness reduced down with technology to be able to spray to get right into our bloodstream, think about what my buddy said about getting rid of zombie cells. Well, I saw this program on the Today Show, and it talked about what the Mayo Clinic, the world famous Mayo Clinic, had learned. Watch this, and then we'll keep going.
We can see that it's a 1-to-3 dilution.
This is what it looks like studying what might be the key to living healthier longer. Dr. Nathan Labrasseur and his team at the Mayo Clinic have honed in on one of the most important aspects of aging: zombie cells.
Zombie cells. Sounds kind of freaky.
It does sound freaky. So these are cells that have experienced a lot of damage, and they're so damaged that they don't work properly anymore, and they wreak havoc on surrounding cells and tissues, but they're not so damaged that they die. So they have this reputation of being zombie cells because they look dead.
Zombie cells are known in the medical field as senescent cells. When we're young, they can be helpful against the spread of cancer. But as we age, the more zombie cells you have that have been compromised, meaning they're older, they're weaker, and they're damaged, the worse your health could be. Research is being done to see if there are ways to kill off these cells or even change them, which in a way would stop or slow the aging process.
As we age, these cells are not effectively cleared from the system, and as they accumulate, that's when they really cause damage and harm.
Mayo Clinic researchers are learning a lot in the lab, using mice of the same age to compare those with a lot of zombie cells and those with fewer zombie cells. The difference is dramatic.
This one hasn't had any medical intervention. This one has. They're the exact same age.
That's right. So really kind of a mix of kind of age-related conditions that we see in humans, with changes in the eyes, changes in the posture, changes in the muscle, and reductions in function, physical activity.
As I see this, I'm beginning to understand and realize my buddy Dante was onto something when he was telling me about this. You see, what are zombie cells? I'd never heard of zombie cells. Those are those damaged cells, as you heard, that are in your body that never really leave. And they corrupt other cells, and they're believed to be the cause of most illness and diseases. Just imagine if they're beginning to leave your bloodstream and they're being replaced by healthy cells, healthier cells. So now the word got out about what was being created here by this incredible science team. And when I say the word got out, I mean the word got out. Folks, what happened is the elite, the privileged, the movie stars, political royalty, political figures, dignitaries began to fly into this science team. And they were doing some miraculous things, utilizing the exact same thing I'm telling you about now. And as I'm learning about this, I can't help but to think about me, my age, where I am right now. Heck, everybody I know's got something. I've got something. I want to ask you a question. I want you to be honest with yourself as you're listening to this and think about this. I'm asking you, do you or somebody you know. Think about this. Do you or somebody you know have some of those things you see down there, have diabetes or high blood pressure, maybe heart congestions, gout, arthritis? How about asthma? How about allergies? How about high cholesterol? How about cognitive disorders like uh, dementia, Alzheimer's, or what about autoimmune disorder? I mean, everybody I know's got something, folks. But you know, the young lady that I'm going to be introducing to you in a moment, she said something I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since she said it. She said how somebody once told her that if your blood's dirty and your circulation's all backed up, doesn't matter what you have, you're never really going to get better. And I start thinking about dirty blood. I mean, I can't tell you the thoughts I had about that, but it went back to what my buddy was saying about these cells. Well, thank God for this gentleman here. His name is Mr. Jim Barnett. He is a visionary because he saw what was happening with this science team. He saw it with his own eyes, people coming in, being, treated, and he saw that. So he thought to himself, what if we could just take that product and bring it right to the general public, to the end user? And he said, no, we can't do that, but you can take it to doctors. You can take it to chiropractors. So that's what took place. He was able to do that for $200 to $400 a bottle. And let me tell you something, folks. This gentleman got together with a group of other founders, and they really put something together. And I'm happy to say to you that what we're describing to you right now, what used to be a secret, is now available for the general public. So I want you to think about this. Just what if? Just imagine what if what we're telling you about right now can be delivered right to your bloodstream faster than anything else, faster than the IV. What if it was a simple daily routine, a few squirts? What if that could produce measurable results, results that you can measure? What if you didn't have to go to a clinic or a doctor or a pharmacy? Or what if you could just stay home and it was delivered to you at truly affordable prices for every single community? What if you and yours could benefit from what I'm sharing with you, folks? And you didn't have to keep it a secret. You could tell other people that needed this. Well, folks, something amazing happened. The founders got together. That same visionary got with a couple of other founders, and they created something new. What used to be a secret is now known as X. That X is a technological exclusive way of extracting those molecules. They put the new and the X and all that together and created something called NuXtrax. NuXtrax was born. And let me tell you something, folks. They have a very simple yet effective suite of products. There's only 4 products, and they work very good all by themselves, but they also work good synergistically together. Let's talk about the very first one. The first one I've been telling you about this whole time. This is actually iHercules, folks. It is superior nutrition technology with a direct delivery system, stem cell therapy, right there at the touch of your fingers. A few sprays under your tongue. Look at the price. Very, very affordable for anybody that really has something going on. It's right there, folks. Now, I want you to understand that they took the same technology, the same formula, and they put it in the form of a cream. Now that you can add it topically. So yeah, the spray is having that effect from the inside out, and now the cream is having that effect from the outside in. You see how these pieces are working together? Now check this out. This cream was created for burn victims of 3rd and 4th degree burns. So it literally helps to regrow skin. We're talking about stem cell technology that you're applying. And folks, I don't want to go on and on and on, but I got to tell you, I have an issue being a type 2 diagnosis. I had a really dry right calf. It was scaly and flaky. It was really, I was embarrassed by it. And I would put lotion on it and it would just drink it up like nothing. But I began to put this cream on it within 24 hours. My wife was like, my God, look at your leg. I'm like, I know. I had this thing on my eye. I can go on and on. This cream is absolutely miraculous. I heard that there are ladies rubbing it on their belly button to regulate their cycles, and those that have hot flashes and menopause and rubbing it on their belly. I could go on and on and on. Burns, scrapes, cuts, acne, you name it. This cream is something special. And look, it's affordable, under $50. And now keep in mind, all this same technology, all this same formula in a concentrated effort, has been applied to these bioenergetic discs. These are patches, folks, like I've never seen before. Yeah, I heard about patches before, but not like this. I'm talking about that same quantum wellness technology put to design 11 different things, everything from pain and inflammation, stress, energy, joint pain, allergy relief. Put it in your pillowcase for sleep ease, folks. How about male and female vitality? We're not going to touch that. But yeah, it does that too. Now, you know there's radiation coming from your cell phone, from your Wi-Fi, from the 5G, from the this, from the that, and that, and this. Well, folks, they've got one called electronic chatter protection. It bathes your body with protection. Just pop on a patch. I'm wearing 3 of them right now. I want you to think about that. Don't ask about the male vitality. That's another story. But folks, let me tell you something. All of these work together from the inside out, the outside in. Within 20 minutes, you start to feel these patches. And guess what? If you're exercising, you're working out, you need a boost of energy, you want to build lean muscle, it's all right there. Number 1 works with 2, 2 works with 3, 3 works with 4, 4 works with 2 and 3. What I'm trying to say is they all work together. So let's talk about the packages. Now, there's only 2. I love that. There's not 12 different. There's 2 options. $2.99 is the basic, but the granddaddy of them all. If you want a full blood upgrade, you want to truly make some measurable differences, I highly suggest that you get your 2X Premium Elite package. Folks, let me tell you something. This package has 2 options. It's going to give you the full blood upgrade option, and it's also going to give you a combination option where you get the cream, the outside in, and the spray, the inside out. So you're getting it from both ways, folks. It's absolutely powerful. So here's what I want to present to you. I want to see if you're willing to accept the challenge. I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what's happening with your loved ones. I know what's happening with me and my loved ones. I know what's happening with me and my friends. I know what's going on here on the inside of me. If you can take the challenge to do like this, build the muscles of your finger, just praying 3 to 4 times a day, quantum wellness right under your tongue, straight to your bloodstream. Take a challenge of getting that full upgrade. It takes 4 months, 120 days, and you can get your blood done. The old red blood cells die off and new blood cells are created, but not like the ones that died off because of this product. Take the challenge. Can you do this for 4 months? I mean, it's pretty simple. Or maybe you're like me, you got some place with dry skin or some challenge on something. Or I hear ladies don't need to get a moisturizer, an exfoliator, and a toner, and they can just use one product, 7 little dots or whatever it is, and they just rub that in, and you can see the miraculous. I haven't seen anything like this. They even have a 7-day challenge. You put it on your hand, take a picture. 4 days later, take another picture, and 7 days later, take another picture and compare them. I wish I'd have done that. I put it on there, and I was so blown away. By the time I took a picture, it was already anyway. But you can do that, or just go ahead and get some of these patches. Get a variety pack. Go ahead and decide which one of these do you like the best. But I want you to accept the challenge. If you don't believe what I'm saying is true, try it out. Before you buy a car, you take it on a test drive, folks. We've got real solutions, not a quick fix, but real solutions to the challenges that we face today. So here's where I'm coming from. You know, we go where we go, we eat what we eat, we live our lifestyles. I'm going to call that offense. That's right. Just living your life as offense. You've heard the phrase, offense wins games, but defense wins championships. See, folks, I think it's time for us to play some healthy defense right now. Right now, we got to play healthy defense against our environment, the toxins, the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, the lifestyle choices that we make. You know what I mean? Come on now. We got to defend against that. Maybe you already have a challenge, something you're overcoming, or a diagnosis, or a challenge you face, or a loved one chase. A few squirts, folks, you can start playing defense against the challenge you have. Maybe you don't have any challenges, but you don't want to get any. Well, you can start playing defense right now to prevent yourself from getting that diagnosis, from getting that challenge. I'm just saying. Squirt here, squirt. It fits in your purse. It fits in your pocket. Keep some in the car. I keep it on the side of the bed. I keep it in the den. I keep it in the. I mean, you know, it's just a few squirts. It's time for us to play healthy defense right now, folks. I want you to imagine that what was available right now for other people is now available for us, the everyday people, the general public. And what I want to do right now is I want to take a moment to bring on somebody very, very special. I want to bring this young lady on, and I'd like for her to talk about her credentials. I wanted to share her story here and really speak from her heart. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you, Miss Kara Posick. Kara, just introduce yourself to these fine folks, if you would, and just kind of share your actual true life experience, what you've experienced, what you've seen with them.
Thank you, Dr. James. That was an awesome presentation. So well done. Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. I'm Care. I have been involved in natural healing and energy medicine for more than 50 years. And it was almost 5 years ago now that I was listening to a brilliant quantum physicist say, as Dr. James said, I don't care what's going on in your body. If your blood is dirty and your circulation is blocked up, you can't get better. And I thought, absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But there's nothing out there that cleans the blood and opens the circulation. And then he went on to say that he was head of a huge science team that had been together for almost 50 years. And they were given the charge to find the cause of aging and the cure for all disease, and it had to be only plants, and it could do no harm. And boy, that got my attention because there's nothing out there that fits that bill. Well, it took them 30 years to study the molecules. Nobody's ever done this before. Going in, 50% of the science team are quantum physicists, and they figured out how to go into the quantum structure of plants, locate, isolate, remove, and study every molecule. And these plants have like 1,000 different molecules. So studying their frequency and what they do and how they act and interact together took them 30 years. And they ended up with this spray. And he told you about 300,000 patients in Europe all getting better, but it was only the elite. I mean, they were paying $150,000 for a 4-month program. When I started using this, I was in a wheelchair. Even though I had gotten in a car accident, I had a back issue, I had bone on bone in both hips. And when I started using it, by the second month, I could walk with no pain. Why? I had been there for 2 years. My doctor said I would never get better. Because when you open up the circulation, when you spray this under your tongue, your body responds to these real plant molecules, and it relaxes and opens up the circulation. And guess what happens? Inflammation goes away. That's the cause of all of our pain. It's the cause of aging and all of our issues. And so my inflammation went away. I could walk with no pain. And now, as I continued to do that, I just kept getting better and better. My blood work got better and better. Everything, every single aging condition I had gotten better. And let me show you a really quick screenshot because you can see the difference here. Can you see that, Dr. James?
Oh boy, I sure can.
Okay, so this is me about 4 years ago in a wheelchair. And this is me now. This was taken about 6 months ago. I couldn't walk. I was overweight. I was miserable. And here I am after 3 years. And I'm going to talk to you about what 3 years does. Can
It's
you hear
still
me?
up there. Mm-hmm. Just
Oh,
tap your screen share.
yeah. And my screen share is gone. Can you
There
have?
we go.
Oh, there. Okay. Ha.
You were going to talk about what happens in 3 years, and
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to get rid of my screen. Oh, it's gone.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I'm 76. I didn't grow up with computers. But yeah, what happened to me was, let me tell you what happened to my husband. And this was what really got Dr. James' attention. He talked to you about his little blood sugar monitor. My husband had been diabetic for 40 years. 40 years. He was on insulin. And by the 5th day of using this spray, 4 sprays 3 times a day, he had to cut back on insulin by 60%. And by the end of 4 months, that complete blood cycle, he was off insulin. His pancreas was working. He was 80 years old. And we went and had blood tests, and his A1C had gone from 10.5, which is awful, down to 5.8. He had also been in atrial fibrillation with his heart and in and out of congestive heart failure for 10 years. His cardiologist said it would never get better, it would only get worse. And in 10 years' time, or in 4 months' time, he had not had any episodes. And we went to the cardiologist, and he was in normal sinus rhythm for the first time in 10 years. So, with all of these years in natural healing and thousands of followers, I sent out a newsletter and said to people, listen to what happened if you clean your blood. And then this opens the circulation and it stimulates our own stem cell production. Because right now, if you live in toxic soup like everybody else, your immune system is depressed, so it doesn't have vision to locate and destroy the fast aging and the damaged and diseased zombie cells. But when the immune system comes back up, it gains vision, but it does one other thing that absolutely nothing else does, and that is this stimulates our own stem cell production. Be careful. If anybody says it makes stem cells longer, back away. That's dangerous. This is the only thing that stimulates our own cell production. So now what happens? And the reason that I am looking younger, feeling younger, living younger is because now when my body gets rid of damaged and aging cells, instead of making duplicate copies of my 76-year-old cells, it brings in brand new baby cells. Those are the repair cells that are usually gone by age 60. Brings in the baby cells, and those have very long telomeres, meaning very long age. So now I am gaining biological age. I'm getting younger and younger because we're getting rid of the aging cells and bringing in brand new ones. So this is the most powerful thing you can possibly put in your body, honest to God. And I've got so many people that are now using this. I mean, I've got thousands of people because I can't shut up about this. I'm an old college professor, and I'll tell you, I can't shut up about it because everybody deserves to know about this. This works for everybody from newborn babies to people that are 100 years old. It works on all of our animals, dogs, cats, horses, chickens, even fish. We've got so many amazing stories. And the cream is just amazing too. I mean, and this has only been out for a little bit over a year, when I first got people using this, and he said put 7 dots. The company has a video that does that. I don't do it that way. I want to show you what I do. And this is how tiny this little thing is. I put a little bit on my end of my fingernail. Can you see that? It's like the size of a split pea. And I just make my fingers glossy. That's enough for my whole face. I'm going to put it on my neck, though. By the way, my neck, even though it doesn't look young, but it used to be, I used to pray that it wouldn't look like my mother's. And it did. And now it's like soft. I don't use anything else on my skin. I used to have serums and moisturizers, but the stem cell production on the skin then goes in and fixes other things. That's what he's meaning by the inside out and the outside in with stem cell therapy. One of the first people that used it called me back after 2 weeks. She'd been using it on her eyes for wrinkles and said, do you think that this has fixed my macular degeneration? It's so much better. And I'm going, anything that's going on, if you can treat it from the outside and the inside with these two, stem cell therapy, it's amazing. Everything gets better. And I don't take any supplements. Supplements cause blockages. Our bodies are meant for food. This is real food. And I know Dr. James is going to interrupt me and say, tell him about what happened recently. Because he's nodding his head over there. About 4 months ago, I woke up with a really bad bruise on my foot. And I was like, I didn't hurt myself. My friend looked at it and said, you better go get a vascular sonogram. And I did. And they went in on my groin to look at my veins. And she went, oh my God, you've got the cleanest, most open vein or lymph system I've ever seen. I'm going, well, that's good. Then she does my veins. She said, how old are you again? And I told her, and she said, geez, I get 30-year-olds that don't have as healthy looking veins. And then she did my arteries and said, we're going to talk. She says, I've been doing this for 23 years, and I have never seen anybody older than 13 with no plaque in their arteries. I have no plaque in my arteries. And that really shocked me because when I was 60, I had high blood pressure, shortness of breath, heart arrhythmias. I was going to the cardiologist every other month. Both my parents died of heart attacks at age 72. So I was going down that road. And here I am at 76 with no plaque in my arteries. They say 4 months is a complete blood upgrade. 3 years, you've got a new body. I've got a new body. Would you like one too? Because it's so good to feel good and have plenty of energy and no conditions. And just to be able to, with the state of our planet today, believe me, those of you that are conscious, I mean, everybody's on here I know is conscious. We have to make good decisions. We have to keep our brain clear. We have to keep our body healthy. We have to do what we can do to reverse all the stuff that's going on. And this is a gift from God's garden. This is a gift from God that to reverse our conditions and make us mentally clear. And it's just not physical, mental, emotional, physical, all of it, all of it. So that's kind of my story. I could, believe me, go on for hours, but I won't.
You know, Karen, I want to share with you that I think what happened to me is almost divine. And the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I don't believe in coincidences. I believe you get exposed to information when you're supposed to be exposed to information, Care. And I think that conversation I had with Dante King, buddy of mine, and him telling me about this, he had no idea what I was going through was resonating with me. And once I heard about this and I met you, I started thinking about a few of the funerals that I've gone to of loved ones, friends of mine that ought to still be here. I started thinking about some of the people I know right now on dialysis. A guy I know that hadn't walked since January because of diabetes. I just start thinking about all these people, and everybody that I know has something. And when I met you, I literally stopped doing every project that I was doing because I knew that I found something that can help people. That's real. And you know, I've heard people say this to me, Kara. If the product really works, this is revolutionary. And my response is there's 50,000 people been doing this for 5 years, and there's thousands of walking, talking, breathing testimonies. So I want to hear what your testimony is. What do you have now? How do you want it to be? I want to give you plenty of time. It's an hour and 15 minutes before she starts to brew that, because I want to give you time to go ahead, get enrolled right away. And then tomorrow, we want you to invite some people right here at this same place, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 folks. And then Thursday, we're doing the same thing again. You're going to hear from that young lady I was telling you about, was telling me the testimony today. I'm out of breath just talking about how good this is, folks. It's absolutely incredible. So I want to wrap this whole broadcast up by saying the harvest is plenty. There is no lack. Lack is a choice. It's a state of mind. The harvest is plenty. Abundance is your birthright, and greatness is your destiny if you'll take that step. Now, a man that I've just recently met and I have a great amount of respect for, his name is Ernie Land. I'm reading his book, and he has a famous quote that I just adopted. It says, "Don't let what you can't do stop you from what you can do." But first, you're going to go ahead and put some respect on your health and get that coming to you. Thanks so much for joining us. This overview is a wrap. God bless you, and we'll see you later tonight.